I think we're good to start off. Good morning, everyone who connected to our webinar. We're happy to share today with you guys some best expertise and knowledge on Google Cloud Solutions and BigQuery. We hope you find this webinar informative, valuable, and we thank you for joining us today. So let's get started. Just to notify you, the webinar will be also recorded. So if you missed some parts of it, don't worry. You will be able to find the recording on our YouTube Squalio channel after. And we'll share the presentation slides with you via email. So I am Inga Harding, Google Business Development Manager in Squalio. We are supporting our clients as a Google Premier Partner in Baltics and CE regions. And today we have our special speaker, Cosmin. He's a Google Cloud engineer with experience in a field more than 10 years. He will drive you today through all the Google Cloud tips and tricks and all the BigQuery changes. And we will be able to answer any of your questions after the session. So feel free to drop your questions in the chat and we'll go through them in the end of the session with Cosmin. During this webinar, we will explore the benefits of using Google Cloud Solutions and BigQuery, including how they can help your business, how they can help you to succeed, accelerate innovation, make data-driven decisions. We will update you about the recent pricing updates, what's happening, because there is some changes happening right now, and Cosmin will drive you about it, and also how to reduce costs with our guidance from Squalio, and we'll cover also the security features, which are so important for all this industry, starting from e-commerce, fintech, retail, any type of business, and BigQuery data analytics will help you to get you more information on that. And just a quick reminder about the webinar itself. So as I mentioned, we have a Q&A session, which will be held at the end of the webinar. So feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. And also we will have special questions in the chat answered by our other IT engineers. So some of you will, if we will have too many questions, we'll come back to you by the email in the end of the webinar also. And now we will be happy to launch a quick pop-up screen, quick quiz, because we want to know a little bit about your experience before we kick off, so we can prepare the best materials for our next sessions, our next webinars. So there should be a pop-up quiz happening right now. So I would like to introduce you to Squalio. Squalio is the premier partner, and also we are existing on the market for more than 25 years. We have local support in Baltics, in CE region. Also Poland is one of our new markets where we're entering, Romania as well. So we have people with local language support. We have certified engineers, team of account managers also who can provide the high quality service and help your business grow and achieve your goals. Our main vision of Squalio is to have a personal approach for each of the customers and to share this great experience what we have with our top clients already, like top big unicorns in Baltics and other companies we're working, just to replicate the success stories with you guys and also support you throughout the whole process, starting from deployment, migration, choosing your cloud provider, cost optimization suggestions, even pricing calculator. So we are here from as early stage as you need us until the end of when you're already up and running on the cloud solutions. And just a quick update, stay tuned till the end of the webinar because we're going to have a special price as well today. I will announce it on the next slide. And now I will go through about the benefits of being friends with Google Partner. So we as a partner in Squalio, we have access to expert knowledge and guidance from our certified professionals, our engineers. We have customized solutions tailored to meet all your specific business goals, all your needs. And we have exclusive access to beta programs. So for example, if some new product is launching, like Gen AI is on Workspace right now, we have early access as a pilot project for our clients. And also we have additional free credits, which we can give out on Google Cloud Solutions. So you need to reach out to us. You will have our details after the webinar. So we'll be happy to share more insights about it. Let us know if you have questions as well in the chat box. And something also is cooking with Squalio. We have a Squalio Academy popping up soon. It's going to be a special platform where all our clients have access to Google Workspace trainings, which will be available for your employees. It's very general knowledge. So if they're new to the Google solutions, they can go into the Squalio Academy, where we're going to add more video trainings from our experts and engineering team on how to navigate, how to use it, from entry-level people who don't know how to use it to the admins levels and so on. And the most exciting part of our webinar today probably is the prize, which we are excited to offer you to one of the lucky winners. So all you have to do is attend and participate in our webinar till the end. You will automatically be entered into the draw. You have to be located in the Europe. So after this week, probably we'll reach out to you to let you know that you've been one of the lucky winners. We'll need to get your address and we'll be able to send it to you within the Europe. So thank you so much for participating today. And now I pass on the word to our special speaker, Cosmin, today. He will guide you through all the Google Cloud Solutions and BigQuery part. Now, Cosmin, thank you for joining today.
Hello, Inga. Hello, everyone. And thank you so much for having me today. It's really quite an honor to be present here. And I'm quite excited to share some stuff about BigQuery. So as I was presented before, I'm Cosmin Popa, and I'm a cloud technical consultant with an experience in the industry for about 10 years. And talking about BigQuery now. So if you are working in a business, or you are probably, if it's a public business, a private business, whatever type of business it is, it has data. And if your business has currently a small amount of data, you might be able to store it in a spreadsheet. But as your amount of data grows from gigabytes to terabytes to even petabytes, you start to need a more efficient system like a data warehouse. You know the famous quote that information is power. We grew up with movies and pop culture references about it. Well, data becomes information after being able to analyze it. It becomes useful. You drive insights out of it. And analyzing such vast amounts of data that a business generates requires a data warehouse as a foundation. Traditionally, large sets of data require hours, if not days, in order to get a relevant report from. Have you ever been in such a situation when you needed the report and you had to wait for hours and hours? Well, BigQuery can analyze vast amounts of data in seconds, storing anything from IoT information. Let's say that you're maybe a retailer and you have a delivery fleet of cars. It stores the GPS locations and the routes, the customer shopping behavior from one of your physical stores, or browsing data and clicks that are done on your online website. And when it comes to data platforms, organizations large and small want pricing that is flexible and that delivers the best pricing performance. And Google Cloud recently announced BigQuery Editions, which was launched in 29th of March. And I'll go into that a little bit more so we understand what's it really about. And actually, this is a good news for the customer, so don't think the otherwise. So these editions will allow you to choose the right performance for your workload, and through our new way of understanding of the scaling capabilities and the new system that does automatic scaling, you will pay much less than you did before, up to minus 40% as a medium. Of course, it depends on your situation, if it's bigger or smaller, but just imagine almost half the price down. That's a lot. That's a big deal. So, as I said, we're living in a world of data, and it continues to grow. So we have over here that it is an expectation that it will reach 175 zettabytes by 2025. So that's thousands and thousands of petabytes, which are thousands and thousands of terabytes, which are, you get the gist. So a data warehouse is the most valuable asset of your business intelligence. And how it works is that data is extracted on a periodic basis from your source systems and moved to a dedicated server that contains a data warehouse. During this process, the data is cleaned, formatted, validated, reorganized, summarized, and integrated into the other sources. A data warehouse delivers value to companies through the generation of scheduled reports, packaged analytical solutions, ad hoc reporting, dynamic visualization, storage of your historical data, and data mining. But most importantly, and I'll stress this point more and more, is that if you choose to go with BigQuery, it's not just about BigQuery. It's about the fact that you'll join the Google ecosystem and you'll have access to a tons of array of information, a tons of array of tools and applications that that are made to combine and make use of the data that you store in BigQuery. So you'll be able to analyze data. You'll be able to use artificial intelligence. I'm sure everybody here heard about ChatGPT. It's like all over the news, or at least it's been like last month's news or something like that. But anyway, a lot of people use it. Even I, in personal situation, I use ChatGPT when I have to, I don't know, like I have no inspiration. Actually, I had my anniversary yesterday with my wife. Well, little does she know that I'm not that good of a poet. ChatGPT helped me with a very nice contextual poem, but don't tell her. So anyway, with the advent of artificial intelligence, and we can see that this is the next step into the future, we have to get ready. And your business will be ready if you choose to go with the Google suite, because everything will be integrated. And when it comes to choosing data warehouse, how it used to look like when we think about on-prem. So when we think about buying stuff like heavy duty machinery, we have to store it in a certain space. You have to, like me myself, I've had the opportunity to work with hardware with on-prem servers, and just the transportation was such a huge deal, because I even have to ask clients such as, what is the dimensions of your elevator, and can we use like a crane to put the servers inside? So it's a lot of complication, and all of that goes away with cloud. And there are many factors to consider when choosing a data warehouse which is on-prem, like assets, which implies the generation of big data reports, which require expensive servers, people, which implies skilled database administrators that are needed to manage the data integrity costs, which implies interacting with big data, and it can be expensive, it can be slow, inefficient. Scale, how much storage is needed right now, how much the storage will increase over time, so I need to make planning on that. And of course, security, which is entirely your responsibility. Well, not with BigQuery and not with Google Cloud, because all of that comes into Google's domain, and they take care of all that stuff. So you just take care of operational efficiency and of actually doing the stuff and the work that you need to do. In answering why BigQuery, because it allows the whole suite of other solutions that work as part of the platform, from analytical to machine learning to AI. And beyond that, it offers a really premium experience as far as data warehousing goes. We have service for interactive analysis of massive data sets, queries of billions of rows in seconds to write, seconds to return, and it uses a SQL style query syntax. So it's very reliable, and me myself, I think it's an amazing solution, but not just me. So it's been 13 years since BigQuery launched, and Google has been working together with its customers in order to make BigQuery one of the most unified, open, secure, and intelligent data analytics platforms on the market. And a central component of that is the customer data. And just seeing these customers, for example, Carrefour's data science team has set up an e-commerce recommendation engine on Google's platform. And by the way, this was made by themselves in the sense that e-commerce recommendation system was developed by them in-house. But that doesn't mean you have to do the same, because guess what? Google offers this e-commerce recommendation engine based on machine learning, having patterns of predictability already set up straight from the box, and you can just enable it and it will work on your e-commerce website. And so Carrefour had this wonderful experience, and they increased the sales by 60% and reduced the cost by 40%. Swiss International broke the data silos to optimize flight operations. And this means, like, just imagine for aeronautic, I hope that's a word, aeronautic companies, the ones who deal in planes, basically, and traveling with planes. There's a lot of times when you can see, I don't know if about you, but I booked a few times when I was the only passenger in the plane. So these things cost money. Of course, there are other implications there. I understand that sometimes you need to do the route to reserve it and all that, but they were allowed to make a huge economy of Swiss francs in 2022 by 5.2 million. And similarly, HSBC, TELUS, and thousands of others are elevating the customer experience and completely transforming their operations using Google's Data Cloud. And as I said, as part of a huge ecosystem, I'll not repeat myself here. And as part of this ecosystem, after you have that data, you can make use of Google's data analytics in order to analyze the data. It is a flexible, open, and secure platform that provides the easiest path to becoming an intelligence-driven organization. It builds on Google's decades of innovation in artificial intelligence and building internet-scale services. So we could say in this scape of data warehouses and analyzing data that when you're looking into the past, that's when BI comes into play. But when you're looking into the future, that's where AI comes into play, because it can analyze and predict some patterns. And you can have both of these capabilities. So as I said, this year marks the 13th year for BigQuery since its inception. And all of these innovations are helping our customers to accelerate their data-driven transformations. Today, many customers are breaking data silos across cloud environments while unifying data warehouses and lakes through the open source frameworks such as Spark. Spark is offered and supported fully by Google and the Google Cloud Platform. So customers are capable of analyzing in real-time data sets, and of course, everything will be streamlined with analytics. And now I want to give something practical, like not only theory. Of course, time constraints doesn't let me to actually go into the solutions. It's such a vast solution that actually I kind of ask you, I go forward towards the audience that to reach out to Squalio, to reach out to us, because we will be able to understand your situation better and provide recommendations and proper demo that is relevant for your specific case. But until then, I can offer this sandbox environment, and I'm going to give you two links on the chat. Okay, here we are. I put them into the chat. With these links, you will be able to access the sandbox, similarly as you can see over here into the screen that I'm sharing. And be careful that you should have that sandbox option right on top, which is marked. This allows you to get free access and trial BigQuery with all its interface and a lot of its functionalities without even providing a credit card or using a billing account. So nothing. You just make a Google account, which by the way is free, in case you didn't know yet. And after that, you just follow the link that I sent, the first one, And in case you already are a returning user and you've came back, you just follow the second link in which it explains how to kind of make this environment, this project without the billing attached, just to make sure that it's sandboxed and nothing is being consumed. And as far as limitations go, you have 10 gigabytes per month free in storage. And any tables or queries that you will create will disappear in 60 days because it's just a trial, it's just a demo. But also you get 1 terabyte of query data per month free. So it's not like you make a trial and you have 14 days. You can just keep using this trial again and again if you come back and have another idea or stuff, and then you can just move the project over to where you will actually keep it. So you have enough of a room, even if there are some limitations, and you can do stuff such as, so if we see over there on the resources where you have that plus button that add data, well, what you can do, for example, is you can take the information. Google provides all sorts of data sets to experiment with, such as the sun position relative to distance to specific locations on Earth. What you can do with it, you just press there and you can load it and you can make a query, a simple query. If you don't know how, just reach out to us and ask me a simple query, and you can find out exactly how much daylight you get for your particular house, from east, from west, however you like it. Just a small example of what you can do with BigQuery and just a little bit of SQL. Yeah. And when we're talking about security and governance, one of the first steps in order to make sure that the data is analyzed by the proper people who have access is to understand where the data is coming from, so understanding it, and also categorizing it. So which type of data is. For example, we can mark with tags the data that has personally identifiable information, that's PII. But this is a slow and tedious process. But luckily, being part of the Google Cloud Platform ecosystem, we get access to data catalog, which helps us track table metadata and do metadata discovery. The great part is that we can create schema-sized tags. So for example, we can just define that if it ends with at something.com or at something dot something, this is usually an email if it contains in the beginning or in the end. And after defining such schemas, tags will be automatically associated to your data, like metadata. So it's going to be very easily then to, for example, transfer from the production environment control that they need to make a report using the ecom database. So we have people that don't really need to see personal information like PII that we previously spoke about. So having access from the production department, from the development department, to have access to the e-commerce platform means having access to address of people, to the names, some sensitive information, and we cannot do that. Not everybody can have access to that, but they need to work with that information. So you can just give temporary access, which is called authorized view, to a specific part of the table. So in this way, you can use the data and they will be able, for example, to query the number of purchases over a given month without seeing any names, without seeing any addresses. So that's a pretty cool feature. And we have a lot of improvements, in BigQuery lately. And all the investments, the significant investments that improve BigQuery are part of the fact that customers communicate with Google and Google listens. And that's a super nice thing. And for example, coming back to the example of TELUS, the large Canadian communication company, it's a super common company. This one, I have a lot of friends personally that work into it. And that's why I chose it as an example. And it was able to process 31,000 daily actionable call centers intents 20 times faster with BigQuery. So it reduced the time insights from days to minutes, which you can imagine. That's a lot of return of investment over time. And let's speak a little bit now about the roadmap. So what does the future reserve to us. Beyond the query performance, we can see all sorts of continued innovations and new features. So we see flexibility to select the right price performance options per workload. And I'm going to come back to this idea in just a few slides. I think it's quite the next. Ability to mix and match editions for different workloads. Again, we're going to talk about editions. True consumption-based billing with auto-scaling. Price predictability through 1 and 3 year capacity commitments. And lower operational overhead in managing capacity. One of the nicest features that I see in this slide personally is this cross-cloud in the bottom left, and the integration, this cross-cloud with AWS, Azure Query Results. I just want to stress the fact that previously it was super taboo in a presentation to speak about the competitors and stuff like that. And even as a customer, when you would be approached by somebody else, even if it would be such a sweet deal, you would feel kind of the need to, I'm pretty loyal with this other person. They came to me first. Well, you don't need to do that, and you don't need to feel like that, because we're living in the age of multi-cloud environment. Now it's even recommended. You have Amazon? No worries. You can go with Google as well. Both work together. They even have partnerships now. And this is the miracle, and this is what cooperation does in the human society. If we continue this trend, I guarantee that we will see very amazing things together in the technological environment, and as a race in a whole, we can better ourselves just with a little bit of cooperation. So coming back, don't feel shy to access Google, even if you have other platforms. That's the message that I wanted to send. So now, the topic of the hour, we're talking about the editions. So to support customers with their flexibility needs, we are excited to speak about these editions, the Standard, the Enterprise, and the Enterprise Plus. The Standard tier is an entry-level, low-cost option for standard SQL analysis and offers features that meet core requirements of basic workloads. So in general, depends on your workloads, and we will analyze your specific situation and recommend one of these editions and explain why one is better than the other. But for small businesses, this is something that is accessible for them, in my experience. Then we have the enterprise tier, which is from medium businesses to enterprise tier. This offers a broad range of analytic features for workloads that demand a high level of scalability, flexibility, and reliability. And the enterprise one is designed with advanced feature for mission-critical workloads that require multi-region support, cross-cloud analytics, advanced security, and regulatory compliance. So if you have a huge infrastructure, on-prem and also with cloud and other vendors, this is the way to go. It's going to offer a lot of support. And not to mention that all of them have SLA of 99.95% directly from Google. And of course, if you choose to go with us, we're going to be even that 0.5% will be most probably covered by us. We are going to be alongside you the whole journey. We have a lot of contact and context with Google. We have a lot of experience and engineers, and we can help you with most of the situations ourselves. So that's a pretty sweet deal, if you ask me. And not only that, but we will focus on lowering the prices. If you're currently a returning or currently using customer, we can help you make recommendations to optimize and lower your costs. And we can see over here that the standard cost has 0.04, like 4 cents, 0.4 cents per dollar per slot per hour. This is a computational slot. So, and why this has happened and why it's important, I'll show you in the next slide. Basically, Google made a system which makes it so that when you need another computational slot to do some stuff, it can automatically readjust, so you don't feel any hindrance in performance, and then it drops down in order to make an economy. Usually you have to do this with an entire team, and it's kind of reactive. Well, this is proactive approach, so it's quite nice. And so you can see these prices over here, but what is needed to know is that for the Enterprise and the Enterprise Plus version, if you make commitments from 1 year to up to 3 years, as you can see below, the prices can drop dramatically. And as I said, it can be minus 40% for 3 years at least. Commitment use, it's 40% discount, which is quite a lot. And it's not like a best case scenario. This is the average case scenario, which is super good. So I wholeheartedly recommend it. And in addition, because of customers' unpredictable consumption, as I said, we have this amazing feature which is called BigQuery auto scaling. And customers only need to set up a maximum size and set an optional baseline for reservation, because we don't want it like if you get, who knows, maybe you get a very curious employee, a new trainee or something that runs an absolutely devastating query. We don't want you to have a huge loss. You can make some limits, but this system, as you can see in the blue top side, adjusts incrementally. So this technology and this feature, I know it's present in other vendors as well, but what they do is like in the red version on the bottom, in the sense that it ups basically on the level of warehouses, while Google's auto-scaling does this at the level of silos. And this is why they made these additions, so you can calculate properly. It's quite an intelligent way of doing it. And L'Oreal also speaks super well about this change in additions. They and PayPal, like they have their statements over here. They were very happy with this change, and it adjusts to them. And that doesn't mean that the previous way, that how the pricing worked so far as pay as you go, disappears. It's just that it's a little bit of change, and in the next slide I'll explain. And one more thing that I want to say is that even more to reduce your costs is that the fact that BigQuery now has an improved functionality, and it can compress for up to 12 to 1. So that's quite a huge compression rate. And this means less money that you pay on the storage, especially when we're talking about storage which is rarely accessed, kind of like an archive storage. So that's pretty important. What should customers expect? So the availability, it started in 29th of March this year, so quite early. Given the efficiency and performance enhancements delivered over the years, also Google is introducing a new price point for the on-demand pricing changes starting the 5th of July. So it's gonna rise up from $5 to $6.25. So if you want to make a commitment, if you want to take something, I would make things a little bit more urgent. So reach out to us before the 5th of July, preferably from now, because the process, you know how it is, and our process of acquisition inside the company takes some time. So I think right after the call would be a great moment to contact us, just to create a little feel of urgency there. And there's an end of sale, unfortunately, for flat rate pricing, and it starts again from 5th of July 2023. So the flat rate and flex reservations that used to be possible are not possible anymore. They have been replaced completely by the additions, but believe me, it's even better. So it's just advantageous for the customer. So in conclusion, as next steps, I would say to review the MSA thoroughly and take a look at BigQuery additions. You can have the link, of course. Please review the price changes in detail at the following link as well. And I think mostly that's it from my side. We can just go ahead into the Q&A session. What do you think, Inga? Did you like the presentation?
Yes, thank you so much, Cosmin. Like, it was super knowledgeable, great expertise today with us, really. Absolutely love the sandbox tool which you shared with us. Super nice. It's a great playground to check all the great features. And you need to show me after the call how to measure the amount of sunshine by creating the query goes to my apartments, because I feel like I'm lacking vitamin D, but so I need to know that one. And yes, now we have a pop-up quiz. I can see this is basically for us to know if you guys are interested to have a free consultation with us. where we can discuss what you are using, how we can support you with this price change, which is coming up with BigQuery, partly which already happened on 29th of March, and still more changes to come on the 5th of June. So yes, please answer the questions here. And if any questions, drop them in the chat. If you feel like you come up with any questions after the webinar, feel free as well to drop us a line. We're happy to answer any of your questions, and we'll be sharing the slides as well with you. Yes, thank you so much once again for attending our webinar. It was a pleasure to have you here. We will be in touch with one lucky winner who will win the Google Home Mini speaker, which is super amazing tool. I'm using it myself at home, even when you're bored in the kitchen, want to have a chat or get to know all the latest news, or ask Google Home to tell you a joke or anything. Super amazing little speaker. And you can install it as a set of them or use it as one item on its own as well. So we'll be in touch with one of the lucky winners who attended today and stayed till the end on our webinar. So look out for the email then. Thank you so much and have a lovely day. And we'll have more sessions coming from Squalio team. So stay tuned and see you soon.